And we're going to be featuring tonight, after we release the whole CD. The way that you've done the schedule is brilliant. After we release the whole CD, all 20 tracks, plus the guests, plus the whole thing, we're going to have 1 second to do the bass piece.
I'm Rob. I'm the guitar player in the Waterstreet Blues Band. And over there...
Hi, I'm Sylvia. I play keys and squeeze, the accordion that is.
And I'm Paul, and I'm Sylvia's stylist and bass player.
Awesome.
Well, you know,
Welcome to the show.
And we're so glad you could join us. Thank you so much every week. It is the most fun that we can have together right now online.
Oh boy, fun. Fun.
So,
where are we going to start?
I think it's a good time to head into Paul's vintage vinyl collection.
You ready, Paul?
Yes, this week we have brought various staff members to assist with the search.
You didn't.
Yes, we did, Sylvia. How's my microphone? Is it too loud?
No, it's sounding perfect.
It's good.
Yeah.
Loud now.
Let us know out there, you know, what you
very
think.
FM.
What you think? All right, let's go with the vinyl. We're ready to go.
Yeah, so this week, let's start with the first situation here.
There, it's our favorite.
Ah, yes,
Okay,
this is vintage.
No, it's sickening.
It's
sickening.
absolutely vintage. This is the Waterstreet Blues Band first album.
Did we ever do vinyl though?
We never did vinyl.
Oh, okay.
We were thinking of doing 78s, but we figured the market was a bit of a niche market, so we decided against that. So we just stuck to.
We did an 8-track with my songs. Remember?
Yes.
I didn't even do them; they were just covers.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Covers by famous artists. James Taylor did North South.
So the cool thing about this is that at the time we released this record, there weren't any streaming services. They just weren't a thing. So we have actually re-released this record last month on all of your favorite streaming services. So if you'd like to hear some vintage Waterstreet Blues Band, please go to your favorite streaming services and stream to your heart's content.
And if you go to waterstreetband.com, look at that high-tech blinky light there. You can go to your...
We paid extra for that.
your whatever is your favorite streaming platform is right there. So maybe we'll move on to the next one now. That shameless plug. What is
What
this
is
one?
going on?
Not again.
This is a play on the alphabet. This is a play of letters.
It's a
and
play.
they actually create a composition. The one on the far right's the coolest because I look like a really nasty biker. I think like in a ridiculously long goatee. And dyed orange. I think this is the way to go, guys. We've tested the market now. We've got the analysis back, the Ipsos read and delay thing, and the whole thing is really aiming in this direction. And I think this is what's starting to sell this record right now.
This is going to make all the difference in the world. Everyone says it though.
Oh, yeah.
It's true, Rob.
Oh yeah,
They do.
No
I
question.
mean, for some reason, they like this better than our actual real record. I can't.
Yes.
I don't understand it.
No blinkety blink, Sherlock. Blankety blank. No, it's only one syllable.
Well,
Okay, let's move on.
I think the other thing we talked about last week is that Paul had several because Paul likes to actually dominate the projects, as you can see. He decided he'd go solo.
I like to make money for the band.
Paul decided to go solo, so he recorded several solo records several years ago, and I think you've got one of the covers here coming up.
Yes, we did. We did bring
Yeah,
some
so I
of
want
those
to talk
along.
about this a little bit first. You know, I've had this whole thing
I've
with
never
record
seen-
labels, and this is Atlantic, for example, and I've talked about this before. I've been in wars, total wars, with my lawyers and various advisors. And this is the days when I was in Atlantic. It was the Canadian division. It was the greatest hits. What was the hit called, Sylvia?
It's because
My
my
heart
heart goes limp.
limp,
Poor
poor
view.
Because at the time, the country became bilingual and had to produce a cover that was bilingual.
But
The
Poor
original
View.
cover was called, what is it, Sylvia?
Poor view is not French.
It's My Heart Goes Limp, Poor View.
Well, in English, the English version was For You.
And it's 20 semi-hard rock hits.
Yes. And, this still appeals to a lot of people in the yacht rock industry.
That's a parental warning.
Yes.
Parental
there
advisory.
was a document associated with this.
And it's good that did you design the cover?
And I think
No, I had handlers at the time. Various.
Well, they did your hair too.
Consultants.
I remember when your hair looked like.
Yeah, you know what? This I can still get it to look like that. All I have to do is if I don't shampoo for a week, it's like that.
I think
is
it was
there another one?
Oh, there's another one.
Okay, now this one is something I've never shared with anyone before, and this goes back to RCA days. And there was a time when I was doing some work, in terms of cheering up in the 60s, late 60s, cheering up government workers.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't want to divulge my whole persona and name and everything at the time, so
Well, you were working for the government.
I changed. They got me to change my name to Paul Sampson.
Oh my!
And this is music for the government, special things. That's all I can say right now.
The hair is great yet again.
I think RCA dropped it pretty quickly from the label, unfortunately, which led to your many lawsuits with them.
We're still fighting this one, Rob. And, I brought you in as a consultant because of your involvement in the Blues Festival and everything.
And I'm
And
still...
and your knowledge of music stores.
Well, that was it was short but sweet. Thank you very much, Paul. That was pretty.
It was my knowledge of
pretty good.
invoicing, I think, that was my strongest suit. Well, thanks for that vintage vinyl. That was almost wonderful. Well, I think it's now time to turn to the main event.
Ooh, is it the main event?
It's the main event. It's time for Waterstreet Blues Band's new album release. There's the fireworks. People cheering. I knew it would be like this. This is what I dreamed
strange
of.
photographs, guys.
This is what I dreamed of.
Forgot the champagne.
I was down when the social distance.
What?
Sorry.
It's
That was
okay.
awesome.
It's okay. Well,
congratulations, Rob. Congratulations, Sylvia.
Congratulations, Rob. Congratulations, Paul.
Congratulations, Sylvia. Congratulations, Paul.
Congratulations, Fluffy.
Fluffy. Well, Fluffy, why don't you roll the title track? And after we roll the title track, we're going to bring on our special guests.
Ooh, let's do that.
Yeah.
That girl's got a body that's begging to tease. No one to teach her the way she should walk. The way that she moves is breaking the law. You know what I'm talking about. When she took you in, you went for the ride. You handed her reasons for taking a dive. It must have been love, it could have been lust. No matter the reasons, you hopped on the bus. Inside You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Junior.
There you have it, the title track.
That's enough. Get off.
Here we are.
Here we all are.
Yay!
Yay.
Well, we have a lot of people to thank for this.
No kidding. Start thanking them, Paul.
Well, we want to thank a number of people here, actually. We've got quite a few guests tonight with us. First of all, we have Cory Barnes, who is our engineer and helped us produce this piece.
He's also our spiritual advisor.
Also our spiritual advisor. Really was more on sort of the confluence between spirituality and politics. That was my view of the whole situation. But we've had a relationship for many years, and great to have you on the show, Cory.
I learned from Tom Cruise a long time ago that spirituality and politics are one.
One.
Ah. And
according to
we get
Hubbard.
all these. We all get all these pearls of wisdom.
That's right, just pearls. So hopefully everybody's writing these down.
Yeah, we'd also like to welcome tonight Chris Malleck, Junior Malleck, who Chris and Cory both helped us do our first CD, Another Life, and it was great to have you on the record. And
The
we played
reunion.
harp, and
It's almost a reunion.
It was almost a reunion.
it's a reunion, yeah. And Chris has been in the bush with his lovely partner Lauren, and once a
Tom
week
Cruise,
he cuts
actually.
a little bit of his beard
And
off
Tom
and
Cruise.
mails it to me, and I smoke it, and it's terrific. Thank you. Thanks,
It's a
bud.
good vintage beard.
Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Great. And Jonny Sauder, our drummer, really added a lot to it. Made my job really simple because he also played bass. And I just
And sang.
I ate.
He sang, actually. He sang and did all the background harmonies. He did
Yeah,
the whole
Jonny,
record.
You were instrumental to all of this, and you really added. All three of you added so much to this record.
Hey,
Thank
no
you for being
worries.
on the show.
Well, Johnny, you were
It
on the
was an honor
ground.
to be on it.
You were in the ground floor when we did our first demos for this record, just to see how they would sound and how we would arrange them. So thank you for doing that and
Hey, no
sticking with
problem.
us. So we have a record. We've got a little celebration, and we're looking forward to you guys chiming in. Cha-ching, cha-ching. What's the next track, Sylvia?
Well, the next track we're going to feature is actually a cover. We've got all originals and 2 covers, and this is a Samantha Fish cover called Miles to Go. And I don't think Samantha had considered it with an accordion, but that's how we rocked it. So we'll play that video right now for you. Oh, and it's a single.
that was a tasty little sucker. Well, guys, thanks so much for being on the show. That was it was so much fun recording this this album with all of you. Cory, why don't you tell us a little bit about? We were really lucky to have gotten a great room to record this this record and all the tracks. You want to talk a little bit about that and the board we were able to go through?
Well, sure, I guess a little bit. We were lucky that there are any great rooms left anymore because so many have closed up. Mm-hmm. But Revolution Sound is, it's owned by a group of people. One of the owners that I know is Joe Carvalho, who's been quite well known as a mastering engineer for some time. And so that was my connection to the studio. And they have 3 different rooms. They have a Neve in one, and they have an SSL in another. And I believe they have an automated Neve in another. Is the third one, like a more modern Neve. But the one we got to use was a vintage Neve that they had gotten out of RCA Studios in New York. And so it was would have been the board used for all those artists, numerous artists that were on RCA in New York City at that time, in the heyday. And I imagine, Billy Joel and all sorts of people have been recorded through that board.
There was amazing mojo in that circuitry, so we were thrilled to be able to get it. And the warmth of that board certainly comes through on the recording. And you've got great ears and great talent. So thanks for making us sound so good.
Well, I think one of the main motivations for going there wasn't so much I love that gear, but it's rare to find an actual room to record in where everyone can set up and you can kind of see each other and play as though you're a real band, and you can still get enough isolation and that you can manipulate things a little bit after the fact safely, but you still get that kind of a live feel to it.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there, Cory. It felt like you were in a real, old school big record label studio, being there.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's,
and the board too. The whole combination, the room, the board, the furniture was a spectacular experience, and you ushered us through all of that. It was complicated, and you were incredible.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun, and I think recording sessions should be fun. I think, that's the best records are made when people are having fun. Well,
I know that Jonny, we did all the tracks basically live. You just counted them in, and we took the best take that we could get of any songs. And you had an incredible drum kit. Do you want to tell us about your kit?
Sure. This was actually the first recording session that this professional recording session that this drum kit was used at, and I had got it I think that same year. It's a 1964 pearl white Ludwig, and I got it actually on a kind of invite only Facebook group selling page, and it came from LA, and it basically lived most of its life in the studio. So it was in immaculate condition. So it hadn't been that road worn, but it had been played a lot. So the shells and everything had all been worn in, but it just didn't have the road worn look. I've gigged with it live now, but that was the first session that it was actually on. And I've done stuff at my little studio at home. I've played stuff on it, but that was its first real record, which was kind of really fun. I remember being really stoked about it, and when we got it set up in that room, I was just oh, wow, this sounds so good. And it was a great sounding room at Revolution, right?
It's fabulous.
That live room it's a fantastic sounding room. And I remember just thinking, wow, okay, this is no wonder studios always have vintage Gretches and old Ludwigs and stuff like that, sitting around. So I was wow, when you guys were doing a blues album, it just seemed the right tool for the job. So I was so super stoked to do it.
And I was listening to one of the tracks today, and that bass, that big bass drum, really came through.
And it's not even that.
You hear the richness of the quality of it. It's not that big, but it had a great sound to it.
Well, yeah. Well, and that a lot has to do with Cory and the board and well, I guess the player does have a part of it, but it was
big part.
It's an iconic it's it's an iconic drum sizes for everything. Like the snare drum was from the 70s. The snare drum was a Ludwig super sensitive. The rack tom, the floor tom, they were all like the standard, like 13x9 rack tom, 16x16 floor tom, 24x14-inch bass drum. It was kind of the classic, like it was made, the badges, you can tell by how old they are by the badge on them. And the badge was from the original factory in Chicago, which is where the original Ludwig factory was. So this was like basically made in the same factory as all the drum kits that were used for, like, say, the Rolling Stones or the Beatles. Like, it's the same, basically the same kit from the same factory.
Same mold.
So you're
there's a piece
probably
of metal somewhere that those things were wrapped around.
Yeah. In some cases, I mean, I think Ringo's, I think his bass drum was probably a little smaller. Might have been only a 20, but anyway, geeky stuff. But no, I was super stoked to play that kit, and I still play it now. It's basically my number one kit. I have it set up in my studio all the time.
Well, and
Hey, if I could interject, another thing about the drum kit, and he was saying it, well, it's the gear and all that stuff. Actually, we leaned really heavily on the player because we minimally mic'd your drum kit.
We did.
So I couldn't, trigger the drums or gate the drums and manipulate them. And I had to trust that you were going to hit with even enough tone on your kit that it was going to sing the way I wanted it to, and that I could live with, small things that happened. And so, if we would have set up and started playing and it was like, oh, I don't know, I might have chosen a different way or something. But anyways.
Well, I appreciate you putting that trust into me, because being when just starting off at home, I always had like minimal microphones, so I had to learn how to balance my kit without being able to do it in the box or however later. I had to sort of and kind of that comes too with playing live with bands, and sort of like mix yourself on stage. Like if you can't hear everybody or you're just kind of zoning out, like it's not good. You're just a machine then. Like anybody can do that. But no, because you had like 4 mics on my kit. It was like 2 ribbon mics, a kick and a snare. Like it was
and a room mic.
Oh yeah, and that room mic, yeah.
The cheap one.
It caught all of Paul's disfiguring gas though, so we had to cut that track.
Yeah, he was grunting the whole time.
It was really disturbing.
That was because of the government.
Well, those
they were there.
Yeah, well, those Coles 4038s, those aren't exactly that cheap either. But that U47 as a room mic is kind of it's a classic too. It's like and we had all that at our disposal, so it's like, well, might as well use it.
So Johnny, somebody's asking, was there a cowbell?
There was a cowbell, yes, but that was done, I believe, overdubbed later.
Yeah.
On Talkin About, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
That
was actually done at your place, Cory.
So
later.
for all you cowbell aficionados out there, if you buy this record, you will hear a really great cowbell part on the title track. So you really have to listen closely.
Cowbell sponsored by Dixon.
Because we taped it.
These percussionists, they are so specific. Johnny had a cowbell that was owned by a cow called Daisy.
Yes.
And it's on the market now. It's very expensive.
Who was also
she was never able to wander off.
No. It was from a Jersey cow, actually, named Daisy, who was well known for her milk production. Like, she had such incredible milk production. And when she passed away, I was handed down her cowbell that she had, that her farmer used to find her in the field and hear her and call her in when she needed to get milked and stuff. So yeah, no, it's really nice to be able to carry on the legacy of Daisy's cowbell.
Very nice.
Forever on.
If you listen to the record,
you just riffed all of that, eh?
No, that was real. If you listen to the record,
true.
it's like,
I mean, you can Google it.
Go, Cory. You got the talking stick.
It's the like suckling Daisy's milk from history or something. Listening to that cowbell.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad
that
you had the opportunity.
That was worth waiting for.
Yeah, it was.
If you listen to Mean Vicious in reverse, apparently you can hear Daisy being milked in the background in reverse. It's like a cow being milked in reverse.
So once
for those of you that watched last
background,
week's episode,
you have to listen to the song in reverse, though.
Oh, okay.
So Junior, and then you came in with your. How old is that Premier amp, harp amp that you have? What year is it?
It's a 1958 that old thing.
Oh, that
Um,
thing sounds awesome.
So it's just young,
Yeah.
like it's brand new, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of partial
Just
to
wait
that.
till it gets
that
really
amp.
worn
I've
in,
been
and
through a
it'll be
lot of them in a bunch of years, but I seem to go to that one.
Well, you're like a painter on this record. You came in and you sort of you painted your lines and weaved them through the tapestry that we had laid down, and what you did was absolutely perfect.
Oh, thanks, Rob. That's a really nice way to put it.
But we had to lock you in a very small dark room.
I was okay with that room. Not very often I get my own, my own little room to myself with all the bells and whistles, and I had all the knobs and things to turn to make the sound good.
All the knobs.
And it was great. It was a giant window so I could see all of you in there, and the community, like Cory was saying, like John was saying, just being in that room, having the opportunity to not only be in a booth but like have a clear view of everyone and hear everyone really well. Like the sound was fantastic.
You were basically in quarantine before it was cool.
Yeah.
You were.
Like you had your own quarantine booth before it was cool.
I kind of want to go back there for a while now.
It was like a sneeze guard.
Well, we've been playing some videos of the track, so I think what Sylvia and I and Paul are going to do is do a couple of live versions of some of the tracks that are on the record. So we're not going to play those recorded versions, but we're going to do the live versions. And Sylvia and I are going to start off by doing Temptation.
Oh, yes. We recorded that. Speaking of that little room with the big window, I think that we pretty well did that live off the floor.
Completely.
Cory, if I remember, and I think I got a chance to go into Junior's space. It was really just for one person at a time in there. But it was great.
We wanted to record your accordion and vocal simultaneously because there was going to be shifting tempos throughout the song. We couldn't use a click track or anything.
Yes.
And here's our record team.
There's our record team. So Vodka Drinking Woman had a major production element to it. I think there's lots of very secret voices that are underneath the track. Correct, Cory and Paul? You embedded some secrets.
Yes, I believe Stalin's in there.
Do we have the rights? Did we get the rights for that? Did we get the licensing for him?
No, it's public domain right now.
Oh, okay. It's public domain. That's good.
Yeah.
But if you if you can get all of the tunes on this record. The name of the album is
The
called...
Rockettes are in there.
Oh, they are there. That's right. The Rockettes are in there.
You can hear them marching at the start.
Are those the Rockettes? I didn't know
kicking
that.
their legs straight forward.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Cory, you're beautiful. You took a really dark meaning and you made it positive. And it's not even Russian, actually. It's some other Eastern European language. Forgive me, I don't know what it is, but you disobeyed all of my orders regarding the Russian government.
And Jonny, that was a bit of a challenge for us to record that. We had to do that without a click track, and I think you had a click track going in your headphones, and we just followed you. Jonny?
Oh, I think you're muted.
Are you muted?
How about now?
That's much better. Wow,
that's much better.
That's FM, major FM.
I don't remember. Was I only the only one that had a metronome for that one?
I think you were the only one, and we said we would just follow you.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't remember why, but...
And I think for the speed up part, that I think Sylvia guided that one along.
What are you talking about now?
We're doing Temptation now.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
we're on to Temptation.
Sorry, I thought we were talking
we had no...
Sorry. Vicious.
That's right. We had a click track at the beginning. You did. And then you had to just abandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Okay, yeah.
speed-up
Temptation, yeah. Right on the main part, like over the vocals and all that. That was, yeah, I had a click track for that. And then for the speed up part, I think when you came in with like the marching bit, I think it was all just free time, so we could speed it up. And then when it came back into the main part again after the crazy accordion part, yeah, then I think we did it in like 3 sections.
Yeah.
Just for consistency, between the first half and the second half. But the middle part, yeah, where it speeds up was totally free time. I do recall that, but now I remember, yeah, it wasn't metronome. But I thought we all heard it. But if I was the only one who heard it, that's...
No, you were the only one. We were following you. You were follow the leader, man,
cool.
And you were the leader.
Well, it sounded good. It sounded good. It sounded like everyone was following the leader.
That's right. I was in the quarantine room, but I could see you way in the distance because of the glass window.
Yeah.
The glass,
I got a bunch of pictures from that. That was a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of photographs, we're going to do another video. This one, Jonny, you were featured on it with your creepy drum sounds.
Oh yeah.
You scraped cymbals and.
Yeah, I think it was just. Was it just the cymbal? Might have been just the cymbal, but yeah, I do remember that. That was the stick trick on the top, and then spinning it and. It was creating that weird. It was scratchy sound.
It was epic because we wanted to create sort of a creepy, unsettling sound for this song. So, speaking of pictures, Paul's put together a video that's actually got a lot of photographs from the recording sessions as part of this video.
Is it okay? Do you want to do that one first, or I don't know if we're gonna do? Guys, you know what? If you go to Waterstreet Band or WaterstreetBluesBand.com, because we bought up every domain name, even though there's a Waterstreet Blues Band.
I made a mistake. This isn't the next one. This next one is you're going to introduce, Sylvia.
Yeah, I was just going to mention you can hear all these songs and the funny scraping sounds. We're going to play them. We're going to DJ the rest of the record for you. Who you're talking to Fluffy, not me. Is that right?
So what's the next song?
Well, the next song is "Walked Away." It's another original tune that we wrote together. And I was actually listening to a bit of it because we used it for a little Instagram post, and it was mostly Junior's harp solo on that song. I don't know if you remember that at all, but that's how I remember it. And of course, there's an interesting drum part in the middle that now I understand a little more about this special drum kit that I paid no attention at all. I noticed Cory had, for another song, had hooked up this keyboard to a Leslie speaker over in another room, and that was like a highlight.
A new toy for Sylvia.
Highlight. Cool. That was a highlight gear thing for me. I don't know what else you guys are talking about, but that was fun. And but this tune was a real collaboration because I think there were some things that we did about the song together when we were practicing. So including that drum part in the middle and really cool.
And Junior's harp solo is amazing on this, so guys, check this out.
There you have it, folks. Hot off the press, so to speak.
Well, that was outstanding.
Great work, guys.
That was
Jonny,
Junior, Cory. That was amazing. Thank you.
Cory, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a really funny thing happen during the play, like listening to that. I don't know if it was my internet, if anybody else heard it, but it sped up. It sped up and slowed down. Like I think it was just the internet. It was kind of funny.
There was a rip in the space-time continuum.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I think that's just the Skype thing that we're going through.
I think
Oh,
so.
probably.
Could be.
Well, we've had a couple of comments. Some people think we're the best wedding reception band they've ever heard.
Okay.
So thank you for that.
That's a boost.
People are enjoying Paul's Twin Peaks backdrop. So kudos to you for the set design, Paul. David Lynch would be proud of you.
Yes. Red room.
And Tom, your friend Tom, who had Frank and Tom have a couple of comments about the vodka drinking woman, and in Soviet Russia, vodka drinks you. That's number one. And number two is if you play vodka drinking woman backwards, you can hear me saying, "I married Paul." So we'd like to thank you guys for those comments. That's amazing.
I think I'm frozen somehow.
I know. I think
Somebody's frozen?
We'll get Fluffy working on that in the
log off
background while
during the
we.
next song.
Well, in the meantime, why don't we play Mean Vicious Woman? Because now that's the one that's got the photos from the recording session, so people can see
Oh yeah, very cool.
people can see the
Yeah,
session
this
as it
track
happened.
has a lot of character, and Cory, again, you did a phenomenal job. This is the second time we recorded this song. We had the middle eight wrong a few years ago when we did it the first time, so Rob rewrote that piece, and you created a real vibe that was, because it's a poor song, but you really elevated the song.
So, Fluffy, why don't you unleash that one?
All right, here we go.
Mean Vicious Woman.
All right, there's the studio.
She lights another cigarette. She wants another drink. She's wrapped in polyester, but she's acting like it's pink. She's propped at the hoochie coochie bar as she watches the taco. 6 a.m. tomorrow, she'll be watching it out again. She's a mean, vicious woman, she's down and down. She never was much for loving. She never was much for men. She chew 'em up and spit 'em out, and then she chew them up again. She'll be laughing if you ask her about the one she left behind. She'll say if you're looking for a look 6 feet underground. She's a mean, vicious woman, she's down and down. She's a honey lady with a bad, bad attitude. a story, there ain't no reason or rhyme. It's just something that I'm doing to help me pass the time. You see, I'm lying in a hospital bed, and I've got that cut stuff. I went dancing with that woman who's got that bad attitude. She's a mean, vicious woman, she's down and dirty. She's a hard, evil lady with a bad attitude. She's a mean, vicious woman, she's down and dirty crew.
So that was the evil genius of one Paul Sapunzi, who apparently is now frozen in space. I think his capsule has totally frozen. Paul, are you
He's
there?
faking it.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Oh.
Paul has dropped away.
Oh.
Oh, that's very sad. But those
Well,
are,
we have that nice little frozen picture. Sometimes he does that for a long time, and we think he's frozen, but this time it might be real.
I think it's actually happened. But those were great memories from that studio. That was a nice big room, great rugs, and they treated us like gold. Who was the band that followed us into the studio? Can you remember? Was it Broken Social Scene?
It was, yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, we had some really good dinners too. I think it was a great time. We had just kind of took over the place for a couple of days.
Well, what I really liked about that, especially liked about that song, Junior, was you finished your solo, and then at the end of my guitar solo, we doubled up, and it became a very powerful part of the song. So, thanks for that.
Yeah, those was good times in there.
Sylvia, why don't you roll another video? And in the meantime, while we're doing that, we can see if we can retrieve Paul from. There's a rip in the space-time continuum. I think the transporter room. He was caught in the middle of the transportation, and his body has now been discorporated.
Oops.
He is elsewhere. Paul is officially elsewhere.
Well, with this next song is I think we're going to do Riverside Child. Is that right on the list? And we've actually been playing this song live. It's a little bit of a slower tempo, and it's about the place I grew up. We had a lot of collaboration on writing this song, and it tells a story about where the river meets the rail. And I grew up pretty close to the border. So actually, the river that would connect Lake Erie and Lake Ontario with a little bit of portage to avoid Niagara Falls. And so that whole area became a destination for the Underground Railroad. And at least when I grew up, it was pretty much barefoot and fields and lots of farms in the area. In fact, the road itself was gravel. And we were rocked to sleep at night by the sound of the trains that were switching on the tracks nearby. So that's kind of the feeling of the memories from this song, but really all kinds of misty memories that people have. And then when you go back to where you grew up, you might see it in a whole different light.
Born by the river 10,000 years old, a tall green willow shades a brand new soul. A rockabye train that stopped in 19. Daddy getting stronger in the factory machine. Weeping willow growing just a little bit wild, takes me all the way back to the Riverside Child. Run across the bridge, county railway ties. waving stones on the water from the other side. Mama and me rode the truck at sunrise, climbing cherry trees with all the immigrant wives. Weeping willow growing just a little bit wild takes me all the way back to the riverside shop. Train rumbles by, counting the days, river floating and tears in her eyes, mind on a getaway. Well, I was trading empty pockets by the campfire light, river and the rail rocks another night, vagabond stories where the cattails grow, barefoot in blue jeans all the way home. Weeping willow growing just a little bit wild takes me all the way back to the riverside child. Train rumbles by, ooh, counting the days, river floating and tears in her eyes, mind on a getaway. Well, I was trading empty pockets by the campfire light, river and the rail rocks another night, vagabond stories where the cattails grow, barefoot in blue jeans all the way home. Weeping willow growing just a little bit wild takes me all the way back to the riverside child. Well, I was born on the river, born on the river, born on the river. Yeah, they called it Chippewa. Born on the river, born on the river. Yeah, they called it Chippewa.
Well, that was Sylvia's epic song, Riverside Child, about her youth. So that was a really great song, Sylvia.
Whoa, look at this. We're ringing bells everywhere now.
We have Paul trying to get in touch with us. I don't think he's paid his bell bill. I think that's probably the problem.
Well, you know what? We'll do another tune and keep working on our tech problem. This one, I think, would be probably. Oh, it's coming through. We're coming through. I hear something.
Oh, I think Paul's emerging. He's coming through the. Is he coming?
It's like Pokeroo.
It is like Pokeroo. Paul looks very good in polka dots, actually. Pokeroo. Well, maybe Sylvia. Maybe we should play the next video and then see.
We'll
if
talk about the song after.
And yeah, this next song is a song Paul wrote. It's about when you've been treated so badly, you have to laugh to keep from crying. And in the middle of it, Paul does a laughing solo. So watch or listen for his laughing solo.
Here we go.
Well, I saw last night hitting on somebody new. Well, I saw last night she was hitting on somebody new. Well, there ain't no telling what that girl is gonna do. Well, that low down me nasty old girl, she gives me the blues. Well, that low down me nasty old girl, she gives me the blues. Well, there ain't no telling what that girl is gonna do. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying while I'm dying. Well, I saw last night hitting on somebody new. Well, I saw last night she was hitting on somebody new. Well, there ain't no telling what that girl is gonna do. Well, that low down me nasty old gal, she gives me the blues. Well, that low down me nasty old gal, she gives me the blues. Well, there ain't no telling what that girl is gonna do. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying while I'm dying. I said, I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying. Girl, I know you're lying. I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying while I'm dying. Oh, go, man.
There's Paul's opus, Laughing to Keep from Crying, and I hope you guys enjoyed the laughing solo. Well, Paul's still stuck in outer space. We've been trying to get him in on Skype, Facebook Messenger, FaceTime, and he's really stuck out there. I don't know what's happening. I think he hasn't paid his phone bill, his internet bill. It's all, his world is collapsing on top of him right now.
Aw, well, at least we get to look at him.
We're gonna keep trying to get him in. Cory, one of the things that this album has that our first album didn't have is a lot of harmonies, and we really want to thank you for coaching us through the harmony vocal process, because it makes a world of difference on this record. So thank you. You're just smiling? Can you say something?
Oh, he's muted.
Are you muted? My goodness, we're getting all sorts of gremlins. Jonny, can we hear you?
Cory's muted.
Johnny's
not.
muted.
We're going to play a video and start all over again.
Paul's trying to call in.
This is good. Well, you know what? It comes close to the time that the power went out just before we started. But only on
Junior,
the
how about you?
computer.
Let's try Junior. Can you say something to us?
I think I'm good. Am I there?
Rock on. We still have
Hey.
Junior.
Looks like Cory might be muted on our end. I don't know.
We're not sure.
I'm not that technical.
Junior, we really wanted to have you play harp on that track, but we ran out of time, and then the wall went down, and we couldn't get together. So
I hear you. Well, my daily rate is so that like I didn't want to go over your budget either. So
that's true.
I'm so kidding. But thank you. No, it was I was more than happy with the amount of time I spent on the album. It was tons of fun.
Well, Sylvie, why don't you play the final track that we're going to play tonight? And while we're doing that, we'll try to rescue Paul and Cory and John's audio.
Yeah, and we're going to start the after party before before the program's finished for sure. Okay, so this next tune. So it's "Don't Stop," and we're going to play the video for you. I don't know, Rob, if you had. I know for sure that the song, I'm singing the song and wrote the lyrics, but the middle eight's a bit of a rock and roller, and I think that was the contribution from Paul to get that part, and of course the bass line. So we're going to play "Don't Stop" for you. Oh, and I just talked to my cousin in Italy. It might be her that's driving.
It is. These are actual real roads at real speeds.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it's like to drive in Italy.
Here we go.
Don't stop. Stop what you're doing. Don't stop. Stop what you're doing. You're on the right track, so don't turn back and don't stop. Hold on. Engine is running.
almost did it.
We almost did it. We got everybody back. You wouldn't
Am I
believe.
Am I back now?
Everybody's back. This is great.
Everyone's okay. I never left.
Yes, you never left. Paul.
No, I just sat here and just muted my mic. That's all I did.
Paul?
Yeah, I was just muting my mic, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
Can you hear me?
there we go. That looks more normal.
We're all
Okay.
getting put
There we
back
go.
together now.
So, Paul, why don't you give your views about what happened in the last 15 minutes?
I think because of the United States Post Office, I think we have various issues we have to deal with right now. And I've reached out during this time. I've used my time wisely. I've sent texts to various people at higher levels, and we're working on it. And Sylvia will be replaced in a certain capacity and Solo Fluffy. And we're gonna just move on. You know, we're gonna restaff. We're gonna retool. We're gonna swap out the floor. We're gonna just really kind of clean up the whole thing. It's like the record cover.
Yeah,
Yeah, just kind of a record cover. Well, guys, we can't tell you how thrilled that you all could join us for our CD release party. So, everybody out there has heard all the tracks, some live, most recorded. So we hope you enjoy it. It's available for streaming everywhere. It's only available digitally because, it's hard to sell it from the stage. There's not that many stages right now. So as soon as there are stages, we will be making physical copies. And rumor has it, we might actually make some vinyl, right, Paul?
Yes, we're in the presses right now. We're buying a press. We're having it shipped over.
We're
and
melting
gonna start
down your
making
tires,
vinyl.
all the tires on your vehicle.
We're going to recycle bags. We're going to use bags.
So-
they're like, you can play them 4 times.
Yeah, when you see our record spin around, you'll actually see the word Zares and Sobeys go round and 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 round nonstop.
Okay, and then there's going to be a better level. There's going to be the Optimum card, where we recycle used Optimum cards from Shoppers Drug Mart, and you'll see an array of the letters OPT.
Yeah,
Who said that?
So,
me.
oh,
It's good to have everybody back.
You can even use like old no frill shopping bags. So it's like this album has no frills. It's straight up. It is what it is.
that's going to be the very rare record store day yellow vinyl version.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Well, the real treats you can offer people are like the rare vintage Beatles records that you melted down and recycled and pressed Waterstreet on there.
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to take all.
Jesus thing.
We're going to take
The
all of
John
our.
Lennon.
that was,
We're going to take all of
Fragments
our.
of the White Album,
Yes.
embedded.
We're going to take all our really valuable records. We're going to melt them down and produce Waterstreet records. I think it's a great business plan.
Use, reuse, recycle.
Yes. Yes.
I wanted to say that, I was listening to the tracks without any sound for the last 15 minutes. And but I think that the 3 of you guys really, it wouldn't have been anything. You really, you did a lot of things to the record, Johnny. You really changed.
Some
You
of them
added
were
a lot of-
legal.
What's going on?
I don't know.
You say it. What were you going to say, Rob?
I said some of them were legal.
Yeah, no, Johnny did a whole bunch of stuff to the tunes that were, you changed the whole syncopation. We had some good discourse.
Well, it all comes down to drugs.
Yes.
Yes.
Just lots and lots of drugs. I'm sure my daughter will hear this, years later, and be like, "Drugs, Daddy?"
Yes, we mean
Well.
Tylenol.
We Tylenol. Exactly.
Only Tylenol and baby Tylenol.
Absolutely, which is the liquid stuff you get in the syringe, so you
Yes.
you can shoot it like really fast
You can buy those at Petro-Canada.
over the counter.
People are asking how they can buy the album. As I say, we haven't produced physical copies yet, but it is digitally available on all of your favorite streaming platforms right now, and like iTunes, What are some of the others, Sylvia?
Well, it's on iTunes. It's about to be on Spotify. Both of the singles are on Spotify. If you go to waterstreetband.com and you can click on the music and you'll have all the options there. I noticed you can download full albums if you want from the iTunes Music Store, or if you have a monthly streaming account, you can listen to it that way. And there's also Pandora and Tidal, and I think also... Google has Google Play, I think, has it as well. So all of the major streaming platforms will carry it, and then some of the ones allow you to purchase it. I think Amazon has a buy program, but the physical album we aren't going to put together yet until Paul melts down all those vintage vinyls for us.
Because we want to be able to.
What's that?
Just bought 3 copies of the record.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Are you promoting Apple Magic Mouses? Is that what are you endorsing?
Click the whole CD. I'm gonna play some singles now.
Oh,
I see.
You're losing signal.
Singles.
You should have plugged in your computer. You should have charged your mouse and your keyboard. What were you thinking, Paul?
That's what happened to us. That wasn't Paul's computer. That was us. About 3 episodes ago.
Well, we're I think it's time that we're gonna
that bass segment for Paul.
But we need to get our technical assistant, Sniffing Fluffy, to take our guests to the green room. And Paul, you're gonna let the guests know what. Apparently, we were able to fill their riders this time, correct?
We just got the facts. About half an hour ago, we finally settled on an agreement with each of the contracts. They ended up negotiating as a group. And so, guys, first of all, we'd like to thank you for your hard work on this record. We worked beautifully together, and you all did a wonderful job, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it with you. And so now it's over. Your whole segment is over. And Fluffy's going to take you to the green room. And Cory, as you've requested, according to your contract, your rider, you've asked for an adult male horse and a light silk blanket. I don't know what that's about. Chris, we've arranged for you an entire a whole situation with a swimming pool and a number of Smarties, which dissolve in swimming pools. And Jonny, thank you very much for joining us. I know you have a baby, so we've provided a trainer and diaper changing and various burping techniques, which I have trained the trainer to teach you. So this is going to go on for half an hour, so you'll learn how to burp an adult, a full-grown adult.
Oh, even better. It's future-proofing. It's fantastic.
That might be me, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. So stick around, guys, and we'll see you on the other side for the after party. So don't hang up on us.
See you soon. Yeah.
See you soon.
I'll be here.
The technology's been great, so it should be no problem.
Thanks, guys.
It's wonderful. All right, we'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wow. Sorry,
Well,
that was an adventure.
That was an adventure. We're back.
So I found out something interesting about Cory. He loves to ride in the wind on a silk blanket on a beautiful, extremely strong stallion.
Well, he used to have long hair.
That's how he gets his creative thing going.
He used to have long hair, so it's that flowing hair, similar to that Thor video that we saw with the wind machines.
Yeah. Anyway, we're it's 9:10.
Oh yeah.
So Sylvia's playing the entire album at the same
Play
time.
the whole show over again. We won't be able to use it as a rerun because you just reran the whole show, the entire show in 2 seconds.
Oh, you missed those songs.
At warp speed.
You missed those songs. You missed those songs.
That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. The cacophony was very musical.
Yeah.
We're I think it's time to do our bassist segment. I think we actually might have some time.
Yes.
This segment.
Thanks to Jonny, we're late now. Hey, let's keep Fluffy. Let's roll it. I know you're part of that group there.
Okay, low down. It was all his fault.
Okay, this is how it's going to roll from now on. This is going to be the first part of the show, okay? We're just going to do a little snippet tonight. I've been posting a few tips on the internet. What I want to point out, can you go to the next image right now?
I see. Oh.
What I want to point out is that the pinky finger has been an anomalous addition to 20th century music, and I want to go through the whole thing right now.
Sylvia, actually,
what I want to start with first is
Sylvia,
I would like you all
people are saying they're
chime in
starting
on
to
your-
drop off. I think we really have to cut the show now.
Oh, well, but Paul's audio is really good now, too.
Okay, with this first piece is easy, Rob. This is in the F sharp position. I just want to focus on the pinky in the F sharp position.
No, I think people actually are
Okay,
saying
okay,
they're leaving
okay,
the show. So we have to pack up. We have to
Pack
pack
up.
up.
Sorry.
This is ridiculous.
Paul, we'll try to get to it next week.
Yeah.
We really do want to do the bass player segment.
But we keep running out of time.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to do everything. You don't want to do anything.
Let's see here.
We're the Waterstreet Blues Band. You've been listening to Talking About Live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. What's happening next week, guys?
Next week is our season finale. So you guys have to check in for that. We have a really big show planned. We're going to go way back in the Wayback Machine, and our guests are going to be on par with the Cast Iron Potty Band, but they originated in East York. So this is going to be about, it's all about me again.
It is going to be.
It is going to be all about Paul.
One of your earlier projects, not a solo project, though. Was it, Paul? Was it solo or?
No, this was we had a little band in high school. This goes back to the late 70s, early 80s, and it was called The Shoes. And we're going to have the original members of The Shoes, and we're going to get in, connect with East York Collegiate. It's going to be a really big event, and Mike will fit it all. We'll have to see what happens.
Fantastic.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for listening to our new record. We're really excited about it, and we really appreciate you all being here tonight.